What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome to a brand new video showcasing the top 5 most broken champions in the current meta. At the time of recording this video, patch 8.11 has been out for about a week, so everyone's been getting a feel for what might be broken or secret OP, and I think we have a solid read. We'll be starting with top lane and making our way down the map, covering our best meta pick for each role as well as a runner-up for each position. I'm gonna go ahead and say this now, we had to generalize a lot of things in order to pick a best champion in each role. Almost every runner-up could be considered best in the meta. It always depends on team comps, matchups, and what elo you're in, so keep that in mind because we could only choose one. Without further ado, let's get started with top lane's best pick, Singed, and the close runner-up being Irelia. Singed has virtually no hard counters because in most matchups he plays into, he can reach a point where he ignores the other laner and farms. If you try to contest him, he can choose to disengage with Fling, and generally this makes him really hard to actually kill within the lane, despite how forward he plays. When the mid game hits, Singed is a monster in teamfights, and his ultimate bolsters his stats to make him virtually unkillable. We place him over Irelia because of how much easier he is to execute on and how impactful he can be on the map with his build paths into Banner and even ZZ Rot. Let's check out some more Singed plays that showcase a lot of his strengths, and I'll be right back for a few quick words on Irelia.
My eyes are close to shutting. This is the turning point tonight. Follow me into the sky. I'm glad these clouds are so high. I'm not jumping off of nothing. Follow me, I can change forevermore. Follow me, follow me.
Irelia is an absolute beast in the hands of the right player. Whereas Singed might be for everyone, Irelia requires better mechanics and a deeper understanding of matchups and limits, so for that, we gave the edge to Singed. Currently, a lot of people are playing Essence, Reaver, Renekton, Fiora, Camille, and other bruisers, but in my mind, Irelia is still the go-to blind pick bruiser in every game. Moving right along and into the jungle, we have Graves and Xin Zhao earning their spots as the best junglers for more than a patch now. There's a case to be made for Camille contending for the top 2, but we believe Graves and Xin Zhao are more consistent. Graves is our best pick for jungle because of his scalability throughout all points of the game, clear speed at early dueling power and durability, and again, consistency. Xin Zhao is melee, so if he falls really far behind, he reaches that point where he doesn't do enough damage and he's too squishy. Graves has the ability to finish off kills with his ult and provide some utility with smoke screens, so we think he's more dynamic and deserves the #1 spot.
buradan seni nasıl çıkarttığım hakkında hiçbir fikrim.
Shinzao earns the runner-up spot because he's easy to play, his early skirmishing is top tier, and he snowballs so hard with the small advantage because he can go in on anyone. The man's dueling power is off the charts, and with the value Scuttlecrab has in the current meta, his linear go-in style of combat works so well.
Care what they say, we will be here all day. We'll stay here till it's over, till the world's out of sight. We will stand, we will fight. It's not over till it's over.
Coming up next in our lineup, we're moving over to the mid lane, and while Zoe is great at picking you off from downtown, Vladimir is the king of teamfight mids in this current meta. The Predator boot build on Vladimir alongside Protobelt and Shurelius gives him so many tools to cover his gap closing problem. He has so many ways to chase and finish off targets, and when you couple this with extremely efficient itemization, a great laning phase, and massive teamfight impact, he's just too good at everything. I chose Vladimir over Zoe mainly for how proactive Vlad can be. Zoe needs to land skill shots to be effective unless she's super fed, but Vlad can force things to happen between his pool and playmaking items.
Fell to the ocean floor, fading away from open doors. Saw myself rise with the water. If this would keep me down, we would not laugh and watch me down. But only did us push me higher. We don't care what they say, we will be here all day. We'll stay until it's over, till the world's out of sight. We will stand, we will fight. It's not over till it's over. Through the nights in the rain, through the time and the pain, the stand will never fall. And then at the end of it all, we will win, we will chant. It's not over till it's over.
Zoe can 100-0 many champions during various parts of the game, but as time has gone on since her release, more and more people have realized the power of her W. She's become one of those champions that can miss skill shots but still run you down while dealing crazy damage. I can easily see a case for Zoe or even Yasuo being up there as best mid. It all depends on your skill level and what your team composition needs. Shaking up the meta and unlocking the new Essence Reaver to its maximum potential, we have Lucian as our best pick and Ezreal as the runner-up. For Lucian, Essence Reaver is everything. Outside of maybe Renekton, Lucian is so far the only champion I've seen auto-include it into his must-have core build. The item works wonders for this champion, allowing him to repeatedly dash and keep Lucian on the attack or out of harm's way. All of his autos keeps his mana replenished as well, fueling his abilities and allowing him to transform into a highly mobile spell-weaving monster.
Oh my god, I just destroyed that fight.
I had a really hard time deciding on the runner-up AD carry because Ezreal and Kai'Sa are so different in playstyle. I ended up giving the runner-up to Ezreal because he's a much easier champion to play, but his skill ceiling is still really high, so the top tier players can go ham. His double tier path gives him max CDR to spam mystic shots, basically unlimited mana, and great uptime on his arcane shift. His mid game is so strong, and when the Seraphs comes online, his poke gets even that more ridiculous in the late game. And last but not least, we've made our way to the 5th and final position, the support role. Rakan takes their top support pick because of his incredible engaging power and versatility during teamfights and small skirmishes. His mobility and kit allows him to zip around the teamfight, engaging, locking champions down, and then peeling with ease. He kinda does it all, and every support item is still amazing on him in this current patch, keeping him as the best support from last patch to our current one.